I can't see anybody but me.
Yeah, mine's 7. I see you.
Why can't I see? Oh, okay, switch to gallery.
I won't do that.
Oh, switch to gallery. Over here. I'm sorry. Oh, what are we waiting on?
I need to reload it again.
It's got, that must be Kimiko. I just flicked over there and it came up gallery view and then you get everybody. Miss Vi's having a tough time, Barry, so wait just a minute.
Yeah, how come you coming up as WIS-TV? Oh, that's WIS-TV broadcasting. You too, Eric.
Yeah. Well, it's my other account.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I see Vi, so yeah.
Okay. Looks like everybody's here. Kimiko, you ready?
Yes, sir. Ready to go, Mr. Mayor.
All right, great. I'd like to call at 6 o'clock. I'd like to call the special Tuesday, this November 24th meeting of the Irmo Town Council to order. Are there any amendments to the agenda? Seeing none. Presentation by citizens on agenda items only. Is there any citizen that would like to make a comment about our agenda we're about to partake? You can do so by raising your hand and I will recognize you. You can make a comment in the comment box and I can recognize you. Any citizen that are online right now would like to make a comment? Okay. Seeing none. New business. First and only reading of the emergency order 2027. Is there a motion for first and only reading? I'll make that motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Sickinger, the mayor made the motion. Mr. Sickinger seconded. I'll start with my comments. As y'all know, our mask ordinance has expired. And I would like to, that's why we put it on the agenda to continue it. I thought that the citizens would naturally go ahead and basically continue wearing masks without our ordinance being in place, but unfortunately that was not the case. I've gotten several phone calls from citizens and emails and voicemails that they're unhappy with the fact that the town does not have a mask ordinance in place. Now, naturally, you would think that the mask ordinance wouldn't be a problem not being in place because people are doing it on their own. But that's not the case. I want to play a message. I want to play a message I got from a citizen. I want to make you can hear this. Can y'all hear this?
Yes, Mr. Walker.
Can y'all hear this? Yes.
And I understand you don't have the mask ordinance back in effect. Put that mask ordinance back in effect. I just found out this morning it's not because 3 people didn't have them on and I asked, where's your mask? And they informed me, you have an illness. I have an illness. Put that mask ordinance back in effect. You going to town of Columbia, Benjamin, he's on tight. He's all spots. Put that mask ordinance back in effect in Irmo. When you had it in effect, people listened. You don't want it to be like other states and people dying. Don't do that. Don't do that. Please put it back in effect. People listen to people in charge. Be a person. Be a man. Stand up. Do the right thing. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
So that's one of the many phone calls I've gotten and emails I've received over the last several weeks. And I have to admit that people are going into McDonald's and to other places, even Sammy's place, and don't wear the mask. And although they have posted on their door, do not come into this establishment without a mask on, people are not wearing it. And the reason why is because there is no mask ordinance in place in general in Irmo, and the people are not, they're not following that law. And I think it's the dangerous precedents that we're allowing to be set in our town. So I know we listen to our constituents. You heard the voicemail from one particular constituent. And so that's why I called a special meeting for us to reenact this mask ordinance, to take the pressure off of the businesses, to put it back on us. I want the citizens to know that we impose this ordinance, not because we're trying to mandate that they wear a mask, but because we think it's the right thing to do, and we're going to take the pressure off of our businesses and let us have the pressure on us that we impose this mask ordinance. Again, being a COVID survivor, I know that it works. I know that it saved my life. And so I'm hoping that the rest of council will agree with me. Mr. Sickinger, you second that.
Yeah, I did, Mr. Mayor, and I hope that this is the last time that we have to do this. Not out of any personal reasons, but because the vaccination, hopefully, by the time, I don't know, they're saying second week of December, it could start rolling out. That would certainly be incredible. And I would love to see hospitalization and death rates going down as a result. Certainly, from my view and from what I've seen, the majority of Irmo residents don't want to see mask ordinance go away. People are wearing masks, but you're right. I've noticed I'm not sure. I don't think I go out enough to get a real reading on it, but I've noticed less people wearing masks. And it's a pretty simple thing that we can do that hopefully continue to reduce the spread so we can get through this to the vaccinations and or whatever they're called, and move on back to normal life, or whatever normal is anymore. I don't know. That's all.
All right. Mr. Bush.
Yeah, I think that I would support a resolution, but I wouldn't support an ordinance. I don't think this law, again, I've said this over and over again, I don't think it's something that the police department can go out and write violations for. So it's more of just a verbal mandate, and I think a resolution would accomplish that. So I don't support an ordinance. Thanks.
Okay. Just to make one point, Mr. Bush, the police, and correct me if I'm wrong, Chief, can you guys write tickets? I know you haven't written any tickets, but are you able to write tickets if we put it in our ordinance?
The way I've read it in your ordinance, and Mr. Brown can correct me if I'm wrong, but it's listed as a civil infraction. The only tickets that we have are municipal or uniform traffic citations, which are criminal infractions. But I will say that when the ordinance was enacted, it gave us the opportunity to speak with businesses when there were complaints, and we were able to educate them and inform them of the ordinance. 100% compliance once we cross that bridge. Just educating them and informing them of what the ordinance was.
Okay. Ms. Condom, you have a comment?
I don't like to make medical decisions, and this is one, but the numbers are not going down. And I think it's a
How's that
big,
math stuff working for you?
huh?
How's the math stuff working for you?
I think maybe it controls people more than you think. I don't think it stops the spread. It's got to a little bit, because people actually are covered up. And well, I think it works a little bit. Everything that works, though, we need to do. The numbers aren't getting any better. And I'm willing to take the vaccine for sure. But it's not here, but this is a protective measure, and I don't like doing it, but I don't know what else to do that would help the town.
Yeah, I got you. Mr. Danielson, you asked how that mask thing was working for her?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can tell you that being a survivor of COVID-19, the mask thing worked for
Barry,
me.
you still got it. You got it, dude. The mask thing didn't work for you. You got it.
I got it because I didn't have a mask on in my own home. And that's
Okay,
why
did your wife have a mask on at work?
I'm sure she did.
Well, how'd she get it?
She got it from work. She didn't have a mask on. She must have got it transmitted from her through some part in her job. I know when she came home, I didn't have it and she did. And that's the only place I never wore a mask unknowingly. And I admit that I should have when I found out she was infected. So the mask ordinance, if I wore it at home, I wouldn't have gotten sick. But go ahead, Mr. Danielson, your turn.
Yeah, they, 15 days to slow the spread. Really? That's where we're at. I want to ask the chief. I'm going to have 9 people at my house on Thanksgiving, one of which is not a family member. Probably be 3 or 4 cars out front. Who's gonna come to the house?
What do you mean come to your house?
Who's gonna come to the house to enforce this mask ordinance?
Your house isn't a retail establishment,
Right.
Councilman.
It's
Yeah.
nobody comes to your house and God forbid that.
So why does it have something in the ordinance about a house and a household and a family member? Why is that even in the ordinance?
to inform you that we hope that you would continue to do that, which I didn't do. And as a result, I got sick.
And again, I would hope most intelligent people, I have canceled my I'm not going to see my granddaughter now for 10 months because of this thing. But we canceled it. So we've made the intelligent choice. I don't need the town of Irmo to tell me to put a mask on. You talk about taking the pressure off of the restaurateurs. We're not putting the pressure on them. The CDC and the State Department of Health are putting the pressure on them. They have rules they got to apply by. They have to follow those rules. If there's someone who doesn't have a mask, they call the chief and say, hey, these guys need to have a mask. So I don't know that we're taking any pressure off.
Well, and correct me if I'm wrong, Chief, the mask ordinance is a universal ordinance for the retail establishments. That's what I'm talking about. When they walk into Kroger, when they walk into Matthias or McDonald's or businesses, they need to have a mask on. If they don't, people ask to put one on. If they don't put one on, they call you guys, and you guys come out and educate them. If they get belligerent with you or whatever, you're telling me that you can't issue them a ticket or a civil citation. Is that what you're telling me, Chief? Because if you are, I want to know what the heck City of Columbia's been doing for the last month, because they've been issuing tickets right and left.
They've been using municipal tickets, and we are not capable of issuing those right now. We do not have a civil court that can prosecute cases. In fact, the 130 tickets that they were referring to in the media lately, I believe all of those had been written by their fire marshal or their community services team. I don't believe those were issued by the police.
Okay, so Bob, do we have to have a civil fervent processor now to issue
Well,
tickets, or what? What's the deal with that?
it's like the chief said, we don't have a municipal ticket authority. We don't have a civil court.
So these fines that we're referring to in here is a moot point. We can't issue tickets anyway.
That would be correct, based on the civil violation.
But why is it in the ordinance? Why is it still in?
This is the same sample ordinance we used back in June. Nobody required me to change anything, so we got the same ordinance. Just changed the dates.
Okay. All right.
Hey, Barry,
Any other? Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Bill.
I'm having some technical issues here. I'm going to log off and then log back on another computer.
No problem.
Thank you.
We'll be there.
Okay.
Mr. Sick, do you have any comments?
I have a lot of things I'd like to say, but I think what's been said is makes all the points needed. I don't think we need to go around about it on this anymore.
All right. Any other? Billy, you back with me? I see you back.
That was
I
quick.
I told you I'm having technical issues. I think it's holding on here for a few minutes.
All right. Okay. Well, thanks for rejoining us. Any more comments from any of the council people? Ms. Condon, Mr. Bush?
Good.
Yeah, so, Mr. Mayor, I would just like to reiterate, I mean, I support wearing a mask. I just don't support it in an ordinance / law format. A resolution would be fine. But I mean, we have a law devoid of any way to take action. So I think it's unnecessary.
Well,
Right.
essentially, this is a resolution because I've just been informed by the chief of police and the town administrator that they can't issue tickets or any kind of civil fines or anything. So it's essentially is a resolution that says we strongly suggest that you don't, that you wear a mask when you go out.
That's not what it says. Doesn't it say we're going to get fined $100?
Yeah, well, the chief just told us that we're not going to be able to enforce that.
Okay, so we need to change the resolution. We need to change it to a resolution and get that language out of it.
All right.
People think they're going to get fined $100.
I know.
That can't be legal if we're holding that over their head, and we can't do it.
Well, I want to hold it over their head, but the chief is telling me he can't write tickets because he didn't have that civil authority, which I'll find out. I got issues with that, but it's another conversation.
Bill, I don't know if you're prepared to do it, but you could amend this and take a vote on the amendment.
I'm not amending it. I'm going to amend it to extinct it.
All right.
Make it extinct. I'm not amending anything.
All right. Is there anybody else? Mr. Bush, would you like to amend it? Nope. Okay. Mrs. Stickinger, Ms. Condon? Leave it as it is and go with it? Okay. Are we ready to vote?
Yep.
Yes, will the clerk read the roll, please?
Yes, can you hear me okay, Mayor?
Yes.
Okay, great. Mr. Bush?
Wait a minute. Wait, Ms. Condon, you had something to say?
No, but she's sitting here with me and I think she's using this mic, which is
Oh.
fine. Because she's having technical difficulties too, so
I got you.
go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead,
Ready?
Mr.
All right, Mr. Bush?
Nay.
Ms. Condon?
Yay.
Mr. Danielson?
Nay.
Mr. Sickinger?
Yay.
And Mayor Walker?
Yay. Yes. Okay, thank you very much. The first and only reading of emergency ordinance 2027 passes. The town of Irmo has extended the mask ordinance. At this point in time, there's presentation by citizens. Anybody who would like to make a comment, post what we've just voted on, they're free to do so. I ask that you raise your hand or send me a comment so I can recognize you. Is there any citizen that would like to, that's online, that would like to make a comment? Last call. Okay, seeing none. Is there a executive session needed? No. Do I have a motion for adjournment?
So moved.
Mr. Sickinger made a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Bush, second. All in favor, say aye.
Hi.
Aye.
All opposed? It's unanimous. Thank you very much. This meeting is now officially over.